So being a fan of Tauer Perfumes, I had to put together a top 10 Tauer Perfumes Fragrances video. And that's what we're going to do in this video, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is the first time you've visited my channel or if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, there's a subscribe button below. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. And that's right, this is a top 10 Tauer Perfumes fragrance video. This video is only for Tauer Perfume, so you won't find any Tauerville here or any other brand. I don't think Andy Tauer has made fragrances for other brands, but this video is my top 10 Tauer Perfumes fragrances. So only Tauer Perfumes are on this list. So I first discovered Tauer Perfumes in 2014. That's the very first time I smelled the very one everybody spoke about, L'Air Du Desert Marocain. And it was an instant love, and so I ended up buying a bottle, and I have 10 now in the collection. 10 different fragrances from Tauer Perfumes. And again, I also love Tauerville, but this is the original collection. And recently when Andy was visiting here in San Francisco, there was someone that had brought his original bottles that I actually got a photograph of. And they were completely different. Now the bottles are, of course, like this, blue, and some are in different colors, but most of them are blue. There's this one here, which is kind of greenish, but everything else is, I think there might be a yellow one too, I can't remember. But all of them are blue. They're beautiful bottles, very, very original with this beautiful signature here. So let's go ahead and get started. So at number 10, we've got a fragrance called Sotto La Luna Tuberose. This right here. So this came out about 3 years ago, I think. There's a gardenia in the series, which it was not my favorite, but tuberose I really love. And tuberose as a flower I really love. It smells really great. Here in Sotto La Luna Tuberose, you've got tuberose. You also have cloves, so it's a little spicy. Kind of almost smells a little bit like carnation. Cloves and carnation come off like that, but this is mostly clove and tuberose. And then with this one you also have the Tauerade or the Tauer DNA. So you've got a great combo of notes, ambery base with the that Tauerade, and just a great release. It's at the bottom because I don't reach for it much because tuberose is somewhat of a challenging note for me. It's more femme, but this is definitely not a feminine fragrance. It's definitely more masculine, especially with the Tauerade and the cloves. So if you're a man and that's looking for exploring white flowers, but you don't want to venture off into more feminine white flowers, Sotto La Luna Tuberose from Tauer Perfumes is one to start with, especially if you like a more masculine or butch kind of a tuberose. So that is number 10. At number 9, one of Tauer Perfumes' vaulted fragrances, it is Noontide Petals, this right here. Now most people probably have not spoken about this much. It's rarely spoken about, but I recently picked it up and I just love the way this smells. Flowers again, but I think these are, actually I haven't even looked up the notes on here, but I do get flowers. Just kind of leaked on my hand here, but I get flowers, but it's spicy. But on me, this fragrance just smells outstanding. And I was testing it and I just was like, kept coming back to it. I wanted to pick up a few Tauer vaulted fragrances. I picked this one up, and then I also picked another one up, which was the next one after this at number 8. But this is so new to me. It's like even less than a week old that I've had. And there's another reason why I wanted to buy another one, so that I could put a top 10 list together. But this is floral. I mean, it's floral. It has kind of vintage, like a background vintage kind of styling, but with that Tauer DNA in there. But really, really beautiful and very, very long lasting. I absolutely love it. So Noontide Petals, if you don't know it, it's number 9. All right, so number 8 I bought earlier, maybe a month or so ago. It's another Tauer vaulted fragrance, and that is very bright and sunshiny. It is Orange Star. So very, okay, this is a very happy Tauer perfume, or Tauer Perfumes perfume. This happens to be the bright, sunshiny, juicy orange. Is so wonderful here that it kind of smooths over the dark, resinous, ambery DNA that the Tauer rod is known for, the Tauer DNA. So the other thing is, I pick up a little bit of leather in here from like the Lonestar Memories, but just like juicy, juicy oranges. Plus, like I also get like dried oranges. I've been eating some dried oranges lately, so there's like a little bit of like a dried fruity vibe, but mostly juicy oranges, but just an all-around great release. And I actually like wearing this in the summertime too. I mean, it can be kind of heavy. A lot of these are pretty heavy, intense fragrances, but I do like wearing this one in the summer. Just a few sprays and it lasts all day. So Orange Star is number 8. So next up is the latest Tauer Perfumes release, and that would be Low, this right here. And what I like about this one is that it is still a heavy or heavier scent, but still kind of like light enough to wear in the summertime, perhaps spring, fall. I don't find it to be too easy to wear in the summertime because it just does have this denseness, the heaviness. I think it's more appropriate for like spring and or fall, but you can get away with wearing it in the summertime. But what I like about this one is it's not overwhelming, but still has the Tauer rod in there, the Tauer DNA. And plus it's got this like lemon blossom in there, so it's slightly lemony, which is really also beautiful. Plus it's got a little bit of sexiness to it too, and I really like that about it. It's a little powdery too, and it kind of hints at a little bit at Sotto la Luna tuberose, but it's not. It doesn't have cloves or anything like that. So I'm assuming some of the flowers in here. Maybe there's some tuberose. I can't remember. But wonderful release from Tauer Perfumes again, and just love wearing it. So if you don't know Low, definitely check it out. This is the first time that Low, like a writing's been. I think this is the first time it's appeared on here. But if it hasn't, if it's not the first time, I guess somebody should correct me in the comment section. But all the other fragrances have just writing on the side here, so I guess this is pretty original. So Low is at number 7. At number 6, we are going to Fille, I guess, or it's Pie, Une Rose de Kandahar, this right here. So this is a complete original take on rose. It's rose, but it's a unique rose that's not too rosy. Plus it's got like a gourmandy vibe with like fruitiness with I think there's apricots, and then there's also almonds in here, so it's got a slight bit of nuttiness, but just lovely scent. I mean, it's rose, it's apricots or fruity, plus it's got nuttiness, but it's all about the amber still. It comes off very ambery to me, like a very bright amber rather than a dense dark amber. So with that hint of rose, you know. So if you like that sort of thing, I definitely highly recommend this one. So Fille, Une Rose de Kandahar is number 5. Definitely one of the better roses from Tauer. In fact, I have 2 more coming up, so I love the Tauer Rose perfumes, and this is the first one. Okay, at number 5, a leather unlike any other leather. This is Tauer Perfumes Lonestar Memories. As you can see, I've got a little bit left in here. I've been using this quite a bit. So this one to me, there's something unique about it. It's inky, dark leather, slightly animalic. I mean, there's a little bit of animalic touch. And I remember Andy had mentioned that he was inspired by his, I guess he lived in Texas at one point. So maybe he said he was inspired by that time of his life. But it's interesting with this when I've told this to him. This gives me like a 50s car interior. I don't know what that's all about, but I feel like I'm time warped. Go back into the 50s and I get into this brand new 50s, big car, and I can smell the interior, which is like a leather with like the, I don't know, just shiny cleanness of the interior. So it's a weird vibe I get, but whatever the vibe is, I still really love this one. I think it's quite dark. It's pretty potent, really potent. And I don't get the Tauer oud as much as I get in other scents, although it's there, but the leather kind of covers it up, I think. If you like a dark, inky leather, Lonestar Memories is definitely one you should check out. And Lonestar Memories, I think Texas is the Lone Star state, and I think it's obvious that Andy had spent some time in Texas, so I guess it's aptly titled Lonestar Memories. So one thing I forgot to mention, that a lot of these fragrances have numbers here. So this is 03, and then Orange Star has 09. Let's see what else. Noontide Petals has 14. And I think the others, Low doesn't have a number, Sotto la Luna does not, Phi does not either, or Pi. And then we'll see what the other numbers are. So at number 4, it's number 8, and it is Une Rose Chyprée. So I really love this one. I really do love this one. The color, actually, I forgot that this had a different color too. As you can see, the bottle green and the gold, and then all the rest of the bottles are all blue here. But there's something about this. In my country, we grew up consuming rose. There's an edible rose that we used to make juice out of, or make jam or use in cooking. So this reminds me a little bit of the juice, the rose juice, when you smell it. It's drank like a lemonade, with kind of like not thick, so it's very thin. So it kind of reminds me of that, but it's not thin like the way I make it sound. It's very intense, so it does have great longevity too. And it's a unique take on a rose, completely different than Une Rose de Kandahar. This one's a lot amberier. This one, like I said, it just smells like rose, like a beautiful, intense smelling rose made into like it has this like a watery dewiness, so just comes off like that. But when I put the water in the mix here, it's not very light. I mean, this is a pretty intense fragrance. It has great longevity, so don't think you're going to get something really light when I'm talking about this one. The other thing is it's Une Rose Chyprée, so I guess it's a Chyprée-like fragrance, but just a beautiful rose. So good. So Une Rose Chyprée is number 4. We're going to number 6, and that is Incense Rosé. Completely different kind of rose, totally different. This rose versus this rose versus this rose are completely different. Such different rose fragrances. All of it, each of them has their own different vibe. And if you like Tauer, you might want to try all of them, because you might find your favorite out of the 3. I don't know, there might be a few other rose fragrances. I think there is definitely one more, if not 2. And then you might want, you might find your favorite and then go with one or all. So Incense Rosé, what I like about that is it's incense, it's rose, kind of comes off fizzy to me, like it's sparkly, fizzy. It's almost like smelling Coca-Cola. I don't know where I get that vibe from. It smells really, because I don't drink Coca-Cola anymore, but when I was younger in the 80s, I used to, pop open that Coca-Cola can and I would put my nose against it, and then all the sparkly fizziness and the bubbles would hit my nose. It kind of has that vibe here. So, I mean, it doesn't smell like Coca-Cola like full on, but it just kind of reminds me of it. But it is rose, it is incense, it's pretty heavy. There's that Tauer oud in the background. Just beautiful. Love Incense Rosé. And that's why it's number 3, because it's my favorite rose from Tauer Perfumes. And excellent performance. Like all of these perform excellently. And if you want a great performing rose, definitely Incense Rosé, number 6 actually. So it is number 3 on this list. Okay, at number 2, it's a fragrance that started my journey with Tauer Perfumes, and that is Tauer's L'Air Du Desert Marocain, the air of the Moroccan desert. This is a beautiful amber, intense, dark, dusty, airy, mysterious, resinous, all of that stuff come to mind with this one. Just an all-around great fragrance, one of my favorite ambers of all time, and one of my favorite fragrances of all time because it's so good. There was a new guy in the block though that's competing with this one, and then that's at number 1. But most people know about L'Air Du Desert Marocain, and it's probably the most popular, if not is the most popular Tauer perfume. So check out L'Air Du Desert Marocain if you don't know it. At number 1, the one that's competing with L'Air Du Desert Marocain is Coeur du Desert, this new one that came late last year. So I originally thought that L'Air Du Desert Marocain was eau de toilette, but it turned out, I originally thought it was eau de parfum, but it turned out to be eau de toilette. I was completely wrong when I did a review for Coeur du Desert, because Coeur du Desert is extrait concentration, and I thought for some reason that this was eau de toilette, I mean eau de parfum, but then again it turned out to be eau de toilette, but it has great performance. But with the Coeur du Desert, it's now an extrait, which is a pure perfume, and it seems like it's an intensified version of L'Air Du Desert Marocain. That's why I like it more. Plus this one lasts on me a lot longer than this one, and I've always mentioned this is actually a lot drier, so dry fragrances tend to not last on me as much because I have somewhat dry skin, and you know, kind of like balmier, more wetter kind of fragrances last on me a lot longer, and that's why a Coeur du Desert lasts a great amount of time. Plus it smells so good, so good. So if you've been wanting that more beefiness from L'Air Du Desert Marocain, you want something a little different, slight bit different. It's not totally identical, it's also not totally different. Check out a Coeur du Desert if you don't know it. It is a bit more than this one, but I think it's totally worth it. So a Coeur du Desert, number 1 in my top 10 Tauer Perfumes Fragrances video. So guys, what do you think about Tauer Perfumes? Have you tried it? Are you curious to try it? Or would you be curious to try it? Or have you tried any of these fragrances? Are you familiar with any of them? I'm sure you're probably not familiar with the vaulted ones, but most everyone knows L'Air Du Desert Marocain, Lonestar Memories, and of course the new Low, and of course the Un Rose de Kandahar. But if you don't know this line, now's your chance at winning a sample set of all of them. This is a surprise giveaway. I didn't announce it at the beginning. Thanks to Tiger Lily Perfumery here in San Francisco, we're doing a sample of each fragrance. 10 samples to 1 lucky subscriber here at Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. So to participate in the giveaway, I want to make sure I know you are definitely subscribed to my channel because there's some issues I've had in the past. So if I click on your profile, I want to make sure I see that you are subscribed to my channel. And if you end up being the winner, you'll definitely end up getting your prize. But if you're not, and I can't see that you are subscribed, I will go to the next person on the list. So if you want to participate in this giveaway, make sure I can find out that you're definitely subscribed to my channel. Thank you. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please let me know what your favorite Tauer perfumes are. Please list below so we can get a conversation started. Also, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.